Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dive in.
All right. So today we're tackling this idea of seeing well. Got this piece, have you seen well? What do you see? It's really got me thinking.
Interesting title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all about how faith can actually change how we see the world. Like how we see opportunities, solutions, even like hidden potential in ourselves.
Yeah.
Ever feel like you're missing something? Like the answer is right there, but you just can't quite grasp it.
Oh, absolutely. It happens to me all the time. This piece really dives into that. And it uses some pretty powerful examples.
Exactly. It's like, how often do we let our own limited perspective, block us from seeing what's really there?
It's a real challenge. One of the things this source points out is that seeing is about way more than just our physical sight, It's about this deeper kind of spiritual way of perceiving the world.
I like that. A deeper way of perceiving things.
Yeah. And it pulls in that verse from Corinthians, for we walk by faith, not by sight. It's suggesting that faith, that trust in something beyond what we can physically see, well, that can dramatically change how we experience everything.
It's like our mindset, our beliefs become like a lens, right? They shape how we view the world and all the possibilities within it.
Exactly.
The story of Hagar in the desert really brings this home. She's been sent away. She's desperate, about to die of thirst with her son. It seems utterly hopeless.
Right, but then God opens her eyes and boom, she sees a well. And the thing is, the well was probably there the whole time, right?
Yeah, it had to be.
She just couldn't see it until her perspective shifted. It's like sometimes all it takes is that tiny spark of faith or hope to suddenly see what was always there.
It reminds me of the story of Abraham and Lot. Abraham, full of faith in God's promise, he lets Lot choose the land he wants first. And Lot, he goes for what seems like the best, most fertile territory, leaving Abraham with, what looks like the less desirable land.
Right. But, and this is where that trust in something bigger comes in the end, Abraham ends up with this incredibly abundant inheritance. It shows that seeing well sometimes isn't about, making the most logical or obvious choice in the moment.
It's about trusting that there's a bigger picture unfolding. A plan.
Exactly.
Makes you wonder if we sometimes get so caught up in the immediate stuff, the tangible benefits, that we miss out on, like the greater possibilities that come with trusting a greater plan. And speaking of trusting a greater plan, we can't forget that intense story of Abraham being asked to sacrifice his son Isaac.
Oh, man, talk about a test of faith, right?
Really puts things into perspective.
And just when Abraham's about to go through with it, he sees that ram caught in the thicket.
Amazing.
It's like, even in those incredibly tough situations, trusting in a higher power can open up solutions we might not even consider otherwise. It's like we get so fixated on the problem, we miss the solution staring us right in the face.
It makes me think about the times I've been stuck in a rut, just obsessing over an issue, when maybe the answer was always there. I just needed to shift my focus. But I imagine some people might be listening thinking, okay, that's all well and good, but what about people who find success through hard work, their own smarts, their talent? Where does faith fit into that?
That's a good point. And this piece addresses that. It brings up Philippians 2.13. For it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose. It suggests that all those things, creativity, ambition, those can be seen as gifts too.
It's not about discounting hard work or effort. It's more like realizing that even our own abilities can be amplified, enhanced, when we acknowledge something bigger at play. I'm also thinking about that part where the source talks about how seeing well isn't just about passively observing.
Right. It's not enough to just see the opportunity. We have to act on it, right?
Exactly. It's faith plus action, that combination, that leads to real change. Like the source says, that's how mountains get moved. So with all this in mind, I'm curious, what are you seeing today? And I don't mean literally, but what opportunities, what potential, what solutions are coming into focus for you? Are you open to seeing them? Or are you, maybe letting limiting beliefs cloud your vision a little?
It's a great question. I'd even take it a step further. If you could ask for your eyes to be open to see just one thing more clearly today, what would it be? And then what's one small step you could take to start acting on that new vision?
Wow, that's a powerful question. Lots to think about. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into seeing well. Hopefully it's given you some fresh perspective, some food for thought, maybe a new way to look at how faith, trust, and taking action can really open up a world of possibilities.
I know it has for me. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. And to everyone listening, until next time, keep your eyes open and keep diving deep.